My name is Isioma Williams. I'm a drummer. Well, I see myself though as a total theater artist. So I've really gone around the genre, and now I'm particular about the issues of drum. So I'm into drum collections and teaching of African traditional drumming. So yeah, that's basically what I want to be known for now.
For how long have you been practicing?
Well, I can't really specify, but the date or year I normally exhibit is when I started receiving money in the industry, which, of course, I never forget, because I can't really say this is when I started. You know, we churchgoers, most of us started from the church, but yeah, we never counted that as practicing, but it is. But I started receiving money, which my first salary or earning from the industry was, 3 naira, in 1987. So I like counting from 1987 till date. So I think you can do your mathematics.
Okay, why drum? Why did you then choose to be a drummer?
Well, I didn't choose to be a drummer. I think I'm about drum. Yeah, drum was, I think drum chose me, but it was later I realized it. Yeah, I never knew. Yeah, the reason why I'm saying so is that I think from my maternal home, from my mother's part, her father, it's like the lead drummer of our village, sort of. I think he was the best. So even till date, that lineage still handles the drumming. They are like the best drummers of our own culture, our own style from our village, which I would not want to exhibit myself even when we go home. So they can keep the championship while I can, do my hair in other cities or around the world. So it's been given that to me, of course, from her dad. So I believe because I never studied or practiced or somebody taught me somehow. So I just see drumming, I see you playing, and my first attempt might not be perfect, but before you know, I flow. So it's like the drumming has been inside of me. So I do it with ease, and it's quite interesting. Sometimes I drum, I see myself, I didn't really put my best, but people appreciate it and even, yeah, really appreciate it. So I now see that, okay, I think it's special. And that is part of the thing that now made me decide. But the major was that the neglect of it here in Africa, here in Nigeria. So nothing really have been done when it comes to drumming. And drumming, I'm not very sure, but I can confidently say is the oldest tradition, culture, genre of art. Yeah, yeah, because and drumming has got a lot of coded, what will I call it? Is it spirituality or things, information that we are not really tapping? We are not trying to decode. We are not trying to study. So, and that's why it's still existing. That's why it's still like competing, trying to speak to us. So some of us, we've decided, okay, let's see what we can achieve from it. So partly the neglect, and that's why I'm like championing the development, the archiving, collecting of it, even some that have gone into extinction. We are trying to see how we can, do little research here and there, and revive them. Because when you get to our royal palaces here in this country, even elsewhere, you see drums. You might not see a dancer there. You might not really see a chanter, but there is always that royalty connection when it comes to drum. And drum keeps our proverbs. You see drummers when they relate some some phrases of information, of trying to of caution a lot. So there's a lot. I believe there's a lot in it, which I even think those in the educational or education sector also should really try and come in and see what they can, even scientifically. I believe something can be derived from it. And that's why I decided, okay, even though I can't go more than I'm doing, let me start collecting them. Let me start revamping and reviving the ones that I can.
That's a lot of information there. So, okay, when you made mention about reviving and trying to archive, because one thing we don't have in this part of the world is maintenance culture. So, what are the challenges you're having? What are the things that are holding back, or the difficulties you're having with those with that journey?
Yeah, me not beating around the bush, it's just finance, really. And I think the insecurity in the country too has been limiting me. So it's majorly finance because there are some drums I need to travel some miles into the northern part, into the eastern part, and even the western part of this country. Because we've got a lot, really. All people think I have now is it's just a minute part of it. So I believe there are more that are even going to extinction now. We need to quickly rescue them. We need to start seeing how we go. And even some of those old drummers, we need to like honor them before they all die off. We need to get information from them to know get enough information on even the past drummers, their colleagues. And I think that will really help us, not only in Nigeria, but in Africa, and even with the practitioners, the upcoming drummers, the current drummers. So there's a lot, but the finance that is not there, even I need to properly archive the ones I have. I've been planning for years now to have like a drum institute, traditional drum institute, getting the land, building, and getting the scientific or every other thing that will really make them last a while. It's not a child's play.
So, archiving now, the drums you have, can you mention some of the drums that you have now and their history or their tradition that will make somebody want to say, okay, I think I can survive this, or I think we should go into this archiving or trying to support this institution?
Okay, well, I'll try because there are quite a lot of them, and because of my survival modes too, I can't really over concentrate on this. So there's a lot that I'm doing that is distracting me too from, really trying to have everything in my small skull. So, I'll try. Yeah, we've got really, there's no need trying. I'll just mention the ones I can. I'll start from the tallest drum in Nigeria, because really I'm particular about Nigerian drums. Well, of course, which reflects Africa too. The Sato drum from Badagry. Yeah, there's a journey before he came into Nigeria. And Sato is a sacred drum from Badagry. Yeah, you can say, there are some ritualistic uh, process of even making it and even playing it is not ordinary. Most of African drums, Nigerian drums, they are not just ordinary. That's why I said there's a lot to get from them scientifically and spiritually. that can really do a lot in helping the world. So the sato drum, right now it's used, maybe for someone, it's used for cleansing too, which reflects a lot of Nigerian drums. We just don't drum for playing the drumstick. Yeah. But right now, yeah, we are trying to like develop and like, yeah, move ahead so that most of these drums can be reachable, applicable in our daily life. So some of the spirituality, we keep them where we are supposed to keep them and let people have access to it, maybe by duplication. Yeah. So, and others, we have the sakara drum. Uh, it, it looks like the tambourine. Yeah. Those ones too, they are from, yeah, some Quara I had. So even those parts that they say right now, they don't like tradition. That's talking, moving towards the north. From the beginning, they were cultural people, they were traditional people. But I think religion came in and like took a lot away from them. But I still hope by the time we start proper research, we get some old uh, fathers, old men, or maybe women that will really give us enough information when it comes to drum. Then the batatu, the popular bata drum of the Yoruba people, that you can relate with the god of thunder and lightning, Shango. Yeah, gone are the days where it's still used for Shango's worship and praises. So, but now they are all social drumming. So the bata drum is there, the dundu drum is there, which we popularly call talking drum. We call it for talking drum because it mimics the tonation of speaking, majorly Yoruba language. So perfectly mimics it. And yeah, those are the dundu is the drum you can easily find in the palace. There's information that the talking drum is used to wake the king, pass informations of visitors coming to visit him. Yeah, describe the kind of person that is trying to see him. And from there, the king might decide, I don't want to see this person, or you get. So there's a lot when it comes to drum. And if we go to the eastern part, we have the ekwe, some parts calls it ikoro. Yeah, those are the wooden drums. We've got a lot of wooden drums too. And we have the igba. And of recent, we started hearing of the udu bunch, which is like of the three-piece. And I think the Yorubas too, the southwestern part, they have a similar one, which is called akuba, like that. So I think, which makes me believe that the Yoruba and the Igbos, they've got a lot to relate themselves with that connects them. So I hope they will look into it in the future and see how they really connect. They might even be families and they are busy now sparsing themselves. So that's diverting. And we have in the, yeah, what will they, south, you've got, the names are flying about now. We've got the Ubom Obodom, which is, and in form of the xylophone too. So they just like, yeah, the Akwa Iboms, they play more of this wooden xylophone. So I just like the one beside me here. I hope she has short picks it. Just, yeah, in Plateaus too, just, they have their own horn xylophone too, which sounds differently from the wooden one. So there are a lot of connections which we can trace through traditional musical instruments in Nigeria. that will give us more information how we relate as Nigerians than seeing ourselves as enemies. We might be brothers and sisters, connected spiritually and even physically. So there are quite a lot of drums. We know about the Bata Jebu, which is different from the Bata Oyo. Not quite similar in shape and in pattern. So because the Bata you play that with your hand and a flexible leather, which we call blala. But the Bata Jebu, it's you play out with both hands alone, not with the blala. But these days, yeah, people are innovating, trying to do something. And in my own belief, I believe the Bata Jebu, it's similar. It's closer to the Cuba bata, even the way the arrangement, the playing pattern. So I've been looking forward to see how really we can do a research concerning them and even meet with the Cubans or Brazilians. Let them really see how they connect more to the Jebus as Ogun State than the or yours. I think there's something there because even their language, it's to me, I think it's closer to the Jabus. So yeah, drum. I keep saying drum has got a lot of information hidden. So it's high time we just try and concentrate, move away from those other genres of art or tradition and see what we derive from drums. Yeah. Can I keep mentioning? There's a bucket drum too from the east. What's that name again? Gedegu. Yeah, it's a bucket with just two pieces of wood on it, which has its own distinct and lovely calm sound. I so love it because we don't all, just like a human, we are not all that uh, loud spoken or very active people. We have some people that are calm in nature and like that. The same thing when it comes to drum, different tones, different attributes. Yeah, and in the north, we've got the Duma drums, which is more used for the Koroso dance and the Bori dance. And quite a lot of drums that I can't really pick up from here. We've got the Jarawa, and of course, there's another name for it from Jos in Plateau. And yeah, permit to just let me hang it there. I think maybe you can do other shots and maybe name them from there.
Thank you so much. So, okay, coming to the technology part of drumming, like if you check the jazz drums now, the drum sets, they are more like going into the electric version of them instead of having those big wood, leather, and all this. So now they are modernizing it to make it fit into a suitcase and you open it and you play and you still get the same vibe that you get with the big one. So what do you feel about it? Do you think that the traditional drums should be tilting towards that angle of trying to electrify them or put them into a smaller instead of maybe like the tall saddle drum that you have to, if it's maybe make a smaller tripod and make it and still give it the same sound? What's your take about that?
Yeah, it's fine. It's development, it's innovation, beautiful. But I think it will take a lot from what it's giving now, both spiritually and even visually. It will lose some things from it. Because yeah, just like you mentioned the Saturn drum now, you seeing it, there's an attraction. Yeah, I know maybe when they do the technological one, it might be beautiful too, but it won't really be. It won't really be. Even sound-wise, you now need some battery to power it, some maybe electricity. Yeah, maybe there's always a yes and no towards everything. There's a positive and negative influences. So I think it's okay. It's welcome because it's not just like my band. Sometimes it's difficult we moving it to a location to play, even getting the right vehicle to move it. It's, yeah, tedious. But yeah, as long as I believe it's a welcome idea, we still will be losing maybe the quality or the spiritual effect that it passes, because they didn't just make them, the makers, which I don't know them, didn't just create it or make them for making sake. There are some things that are involved. There are inspirations, maybe, which I think is not even them. It might be a relationship with them from the Almighty God. And yeah, we don't really have to discard the real original traditional drums for the technological one. They can go side by side and make the world a lovely space to be in.
Apart from the African drums, do you have any idea of any other drum from either Asia or America or anywhere else? Is it just you concentrated on the African drums and that's your specialty?
Yes and no is the answer. Reason why some of these other countries of the world, they've got traditional drums too. It's not as if they just started with synthetic drums or technological drums. No. So, and me, I'm about tradition. I'm about culture. So once it's a traditional drum from America, I fall in love. I want to learn it. I want to like have it. So yes, I've attempted some other drums that are not Africans, and one of them is the Changu drum from South Korea. Yeah, because I was opportuned by the grace of God to go there and study. So I, alongside, studied their language, which I've lost now, but I didn't lose their drum because I'm about drum. So I even run the Changu drum workshop here, and I titled it Changu with Papa. So I still have some connections with other countries' traditional drums, really. So, yeah, I still deal with traditional drums from, if it's America, Germany, yeah, Asia, mentioning the other parts of the continent. They are appealing to me. It's just that most of these modern drums, modern instruments, I don't really want them to distract me away from what I'm trying to project.
Would you ever go into that line of teaching people drums online?
I would say no. I would directly say no. But I love what they are doing. It's a welcome idea for me. It adds to what I'm trying to do, sustenance of drumming. So it's sustaining the drumming culture. It further helps to bring awareness of it too. So who knows, a scientist might fall in love and wants to do more to add to what I'm trying to do by like archiving the drums, bringing out some of them that the world does not know. So I don't have anything wrong with people on the social media teaching drumming. It's part of it. We need to keep it going. We need to keep the tradition going. And drumming has got a lot to do health-wise when it comes to humanity too. And that we are not really tapping into. We are not like trying to study that. That's our doctors, our scientists are not really doing that. The health benefit of drumming, the therapeutic angle of drumming and drums itself, we are not doing anything about it here. Yeah, let me say in Nigeria. I don't want to say in Africa because I don't know about other African countries, but I've not really had And I believe that's why we now have drumming circles coming up here and there, because some doctors came around and know, they studied and know there's benefit in drumming. So they made some of their people to go into it. So I think they are now creating drumming circles. It's not very popular in Africa, but in the diaspora, or let me say abroad, overseas, Western world, it's happening there. And we are trying to do it here. I'm not into it because I'm trying to like concentrate on the angle of getting those drums, putting them, protecting them, revamping them, and trying to, yeah, maybe promote the drumming culture too in my own little ways. So there's little I can do. I don't want to be, I don't want to be in all of the aspects that is about drum. I think others should pick it up too. And that's why I said I appreciate those teaching the drum now, even technologically. It's a welcome idea because it speaks and promotes drumming.
Okay, like a young person who is confused now, they are drumming, they want to, or they love music, they don't know the aspects of it. What would be your advice?
Well, yeah, it starts from the interest, the love, and if they are really serious about it and sincere with it, yeah, I'll first tell them to start visiting the nearest drum circles around them. Yeah, get some drums and lay your hands on them, start creating rhythms. There are things that changes in you when you drum. Well, it's not physical, except you are conscious of it. Yeah, because it happens to a lot of us. Some of us that prescribes it, we see the changes, how it works on human. So I believe, yeah, they should first get a drum for themselves and keep practicing. From there, I think the spirituality in drum will really like direct them, channel them to towards what to do about it.
Thank you so much, Papa, for the time. We really appreciate this section. I want to say thank you so much
Thank
for
you
this
too.
knowledge that you've given to us. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.